The stories of how the West was won are all lies. The history of the West was written by the horse. Wherever there was a footprint, there was a hoof print beside it. This quote from a movie I used to watch when I was little has set a base for the information I want to provide about my favorite four-legged animal, the horse. The history of the horse originated over 2,000 years ago when the Greeks practiced dressage to prepare for war. Horse riding continued throughout the Middle Ages, introducing cross-country and jumping. In the 18th century, classical dressage became famous with the creation of the Spanish riding school in 1729. The school was located in Vienna and assisted in discipline for the horses and the riders. Equestrian sports made their debut in the Olympic Games in 1900 with only jumping events. Equestrianism has come a long way and is a sport many enjoy today. The first type of riding I'm going to mention is English. This is a very popular type seen throughout the world. Saddles used in English riding are used to allow the horse the freedom to move underneath the rider. English saddles are typically used for events where the horse needs running room, such as horse racing and jumping. English bridles feature some type of cavesson noseband with closed reins to prevent them from dropping on the ground in case the rider loses their seat. Clothing used for English riders includes boots, breeches, a shirt with some form of tie, an English helmet, and a jacket. English riders must post at a trot or rise and sit at the beat of each stride. Dressage is one of the most popular types of English riding. Dressage is a systematic development between horse and rider to create a harmonious team. Many soldiers practiced dressage in the Middle Ages to improve the beauty of their horses. Dressage can create a base for other types of English training and riding by improving the horse's performance and manufacturing an athlete out of the horse. Dressage means training in French and started out as a method for military training. Light-footed horses such as the Arabian or the Thoroughbred were introduced into the world of dressage. Warm bloods are what resulted from the two and are what is commonly used in dressage today. Dressage is used to discipline a horse. A good dressage horse should have good character, the willingness to learn, and have clear rhythmic gaits. Another popular form of English riding is horse racing. We've all seen horse races on television that thousands of people attend to bid on potential winners. Jockeys, or the people racing these racehorses, are competing with one or more jockeys over a set distance. The idea for this sport remains unchanged, to see which horse is faster over a long distance. Archaeological records have shown that horse racing occurred in ancient Greece, Babylon, and Roman sports. In the Roman Empire, horse racing and chariot racing were major industries, and to this day, they still generate a large income. Thoroughbreds are also used for this sport, as they have an abundance of endurance. There are various types of horse racing, including flat racing, which is where horses gallop directly between 2 points. Jump racing is where 2 or more horses race over obstacles. Harness racing is where a horse will trot or pace while pulling a driver in a sulky. Finally, endurance racing is where horses travel across country over extreme distances, typically about 25 to 100 miles. I'm going to show you some English stuff that I have with me today. Since I talked about these are English boots, and these are spurs. They're not as long as the ones that are used in Western riding, but you can pass them around and look at them. On the other end of the spectrum, Western riding is a type of riding that evolved from the ranching and warfare traditions brought to America by the Spanish conquistadors. The equipment and style of Western riding accommodates for the jobs of the working cowboys of the West. Western riding can be divided into 2 categories: those who want to have a good time and those who want to show. Equipment used in Western includes some form of curved bit and a saddle with a heavy tree to absorb the shock of roping. There also features a horn that can be used to wrap lariat ropes around when roping and dragging cattle. Cowboy boots are used that have pointed toes and higher heels. Bits differ throughout age and maturity of the horse. Once the horse is finished, the bit should become longer and have looser shanks. Reins on a Western bridle can also be split with one finger between them, held with one hand. Western riding attire includes cowboy boots, denim jeans, a long-sleeved work shirt, and a cowboy hat. I have two types of bottoms here. If I can get those apart. This one is one that you would probably use when your horse is more finished. The shanks are longer, so you're going to be more harsh on their mouth. And then this one, it's broken in the middle, and these shanks aren't as long, so it's going to be used whenever they're not really that far along in their training. There are multiple different types of Western riding. Western pleasure is where riders must show their horse together with other horses in an arena at a walk, jog, and lope. The horse must remain controlled with a loose rein and a low head set. Reining, my favorite type of Western riding, is considered the dressage version of the Western world. Reining allows the horse and rider to perform memorized patterns while loping and trotting. Flying, lead changes, spins, and rollbacks are all part of reining. Cutting and rein cowhorse are also different types of Western riding. In a large arena, out of a large group of calves, horse and rider must select one calf and keep it separate from the herd for a long period of time. If the horse is well trained, he or she should do most of the work, while the rider hangs on. Reined cowhorse is a mixture of cutting and reining and is also a judged event. Good cowhorses love cattle, and it is so exciting to see them do the jobs they love. Horse riding is a popular sport practiced nationwide. In my experience, the reward is greater for this sport than it is for any other sport. Feeling an animal connect with you is something that I live for. I feel so blessed to be able to learn with them every day and be able to share my knowledge with those who are unaware of the beauty and intelligence of this animal. Is there any questions?
I have one.
Okay, let's hear it.
How many horses do you have?
Oh, I have about 100 horses. Any other questions? No?
Have you won any trophies?
Oh, so many. Oh, I should have brought them with me, but I didn't.
Okay.
Alright, that's good, Amanda.